The weight in Kai's backpack. Kai had always been the quiet one. Not shy exactly, just tired. Tired of pretending everything was fine. Tired of being the one who didn't ask for help. Tired of being the strong one when strength felt like silence. Each day, he wore his black hoodie like armor and walked the same streets to class. Earbuds in, volume up. Music helped. So did scrolling. So did hiding. But no one saw the backpack. Not the one with books and a laptop. The other one, the invisible one. The one filled with expectations from his dad, who only talked about work. Filled with messages he never answered. Filled with nights lying awake, wondering if he was falling behind in life. Filled with questions like, what if I'm not enough? And lately, that backpack had gotten so heavy, Kai wasn't sure he could keep carrying it. One Thursday afternoon, he skipped his last lecture and went to the park just to breathe. He sat on the grass, hoodie pulled over his face, letting the world go blurry. Around him, people laughed, jogged, played music. He felt like he was on the outside of life looking in. That's when he saw him. An old man, maybe in his 70s, sitting alone on a bench sketching something in a notebook. Kai watched him for a while, curious. The man's hands moved slowly but deliberately. He didn't look like he was in a rush to be anywhere. For some reason, that made Kai feel calm. The man looked up and nodded at him. Kai didn't nod back, but he didn't look away either. The next day, Kai found himself back at the park, and again the day after that. By Sunday, he finally sat on the bench beside the old man. "You draw every day?" Kai asked, surprising even himself. The man smiled. "I draw the world the way I see it. And some days, I draw how I wish it could be." Kai nodded. Then he said, "Some days I feel like I don't fit into either version." The man didn't reply. He didn't offer a solution. He just turned a page in his notebook and started sketching again. They sat in silence. As days passed, Kai returned to the park often. Sometimes he spoke, sometimes he didn't. The old man, his name was Leo, never pushed. But little by little, Kai spoke more. He talked about the pressure to succeed, to always be productive, to have a plan. He talked about how it felt like he couldn't talk about any of it without sounding weak. He talked about his friends who seemed fine but probably weren't, and about the days when getting out of bed felt like a mission. Leo listened, always. And then one day, Leo handed him the notebook. Inside were pages and pages of drawings, of people holding invisible backpacks. Some of them looked like they were struggling to stand. Others were helping each other carry the weight. But all of them were still walking forward. Kai flipped to the last page. It was a sketch of him, wearing his hoodie, sitting on the park bench, and smiling. "I don't remember smiling," Kai said. "You did," said Leo. "Right after you said something honest out loud." Kai stared at the drawing, his throat tight. For the first time in a long time, he felt seen. That night, Kai did something brave. He messaged two of his mates. Just a simple, "You good?" One replied with a meme. The other said, "Not really, bro." And suddenly, just like that, the silence broke. They started talking about stuff that mattered, about the weight. And for the first time, Kai realized he wasn't the only one carrying it.